Ever wonder what a buyer's agent does? Find out in this episode. Welcome everyone to this episode of the Ask Jason Gelios show. I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor. You're probably wondering where I'm at, right? Well, we're about to do an inspection on this home that is vacant. And so not everybody's here yet. So pretty cool starter home that I'm in. Real estate always has me on the go. And so if I can share a little bit of what I can share with you, even if it's just a backdrop like this, pretty cool house I'm in, I try to do that in my videos, okay? Now, today we're going to talk about, in this episode, we're going to talk about what in the world does a buyer's agent do, right? There's multiple roles that realtors play. They play a buyer's agent, they play a seller's agent, right? Sometimes both, although that's rare. We're going to only focus on this episode on what a buyer's agent does. And so before we dive into this, I want to encourage you to please follow on social media, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, share with your friends. Go to my website to get this in your email every week. It's all about therealestate.com, okay? Be sure to get contacted. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the bell so that you get notified when I upload this episode as well as other episodes and other videos that I do. What does a buyer's agent do? That's what this episode topic is. Okay, somebody was asking me this, I want to share. A buyer's agent, in a nutshell, represents a home buyer. They represent them in a fair manner. They keep things confidential. They don't share their position with others. You know, picture an attorney that is hired by a client, right? They don't share pertinent information with the other side, right? They work for their client, and that's what a buyer's agent should do, essentially. If you're working with a buyer's agent and they're not doing that for you, the home buyer, run, okay? Go hire someone else who will represent you better, okay? I'm gonna share some of the actual things that buyer's agents should be doing for their client. Number one is they should be at the inspection when you're getting your future home inspected. They should be there the whole time, making sure that the inspector answers all the questions that you have as a buyer. Number two is they look at representing you in terms of negotiating an offer, right? So you go to place an offer in on a home, your buyer's agent handles it for you. Now, I see a mistake where some agents will share a pre-approval letter in an offer, and let's say you're trying to get a home for $100,000 and the agent sends over the pre-approval letter with that for, let's say you are approved for $150,000. Well, that doesn't help. Even though you might be stern on your price, that doesn't help, right? So just a little side note there. Another thing that buyer's agents do is they really answer your questions and make sure that you feel comfortable moving forward with the home buying process. They make sure that they walk you through step by step. Real estate, buying a home, selling a home, it's not something that somebody does all the time, right? So an agent who is doing it all the time should be able to walk the client through the process, okay? And you may have the same question over and over again depending on where you're at in the process, because the average process takes about 30 to 45 days, worst case, right? Unless it's something even crazier. So you want to make sure that your buyer's agent is actually representing you and make sure that you have all your questions answered, right? As a buyer, you don't want to get into purchasing a home and you're at closing and you're like, I didn't understand any of this, right? So a buyer's agent should be walking you through the process. They should be there when you have your inspection. They should be providing you any information that you need that is allowed by real estate law, right? We know that buyer's agents in general cannot share specific information about certain things, right? Certain areas, but they can share with you how to get that information. So a buyer's agent is a person that represents a home buyer in the best capacity, right? Make sure that your needs are all set. There are buyer's agents that do stuff that can be considered above and beyond, right? For example, I want to share with you where I had a client, and I'm not sharing any names or anything like that, but I had a client that was actually, we were doing the inspection and we were there for like 2 hours, and the bathtub wasn't operating. It was trying to operate, right? The water was leaking out a little bit, but not full capacity. Okay, we finished the inspection and we said, hey, we got to figure out what's going on with that. It has to be fixed before we can move forward. No problem. They got it fixed, right? The selling side, they got it fixed. It was just a clogged union, okay? Just, two pieces, it was just clogged. I came back as a buyer's agent and I made sure that it was working, and I let my client know that hey, it is working. Now, I'm not a professional plumber. All I verified was that the plumbing worked, and my client was happy about that. So buyer's agents have to go above and beyond, not just what the real estate book says we should be doing, right? I hope this really helps you understand what a buyer's agent does. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. If you have a question, share it in the comments. This show is fueled by people who send me questions or ask me in person about this or that when it comes to real estate, or even home tips for that matter, right? So really appreciate you guys watching. Be sure again to follow me on social media. Link up with me, whether you're watching this on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or my website, it's abouttherealestate.com. Otherwise, I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor, and make it a great week.